Okay, so I want to begin this video with two things. The first one is that hate is not worth fighting for, and the second one is the good in the Smash Ultimate community is just the tip of the iceberg, with the rest of it being bad. So the purpose of this video is not to cause any drama. However, because of the nature of the video, it's going to get disliked, it's going to get insane amounts of hate, which is going to be ironic as we go through the rest of this video. So please, if you care about any gaming community, if you care about the Smash community, leave a like, share this video, try to get as much positivity and support as possible, because this is a message to everyone. Hopefuls that are trying to get in to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and be a part of the community, as well as the community itself. That the negativity I'm going to be showing throughout this video is something that needs to be taken seriously, or Smash is just going to go downhill, and really, no one wants that. Alright, so here's what happened. Also, this is like my 5th time trying to re-record the entire video, which is why I turned off the face cam. I'm just tired, and I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible, but I've got like so many thoughts in my head, it's just going to be a little jumbled, so please bear with me. So what happened was, I challenged Shofu to a $1,000 money match back in August, and that was pretty much just like with no negativity, no ill intent behind any of that. I was happy. I was excited for Smash Ultimate. The rumblings at the time were that, Genesis 6 was going to be the first major Smash tournament. I only saw this as like an entire win all around. That I'm going to go out to Genesis 6, so I'm going to travel, I'm going to participate in an event, and I just kind of factored everything together, thousands of dollars for travel, hotel, expenses, stuff like that, having a good time, so treating it like a vacation, and then just kind of having like the $1,000 from the money match being a potential expense of that vacation. So I was just committed to everything, and I was happy, I was excited, I had all this planned out, and unfortunately, tragically, the next day, the Jacksonville shooting happened, and it's really hard to put into words what it is being like a real person and watching that Twitch clip. Now I wanted to show the Twitch clip, just kind of like have the weight of it carry through this video to show you guys how I feel about it. But the thing is, I think like mainstream media bought out the rights to it, and there's like a lot of copyright takedowns on YouTube. It doesn't look like the video was taken down on YouTube because of any violent or graphic content, because there's none of that. It's just disturbing, and there's also like, it just was things like, I can't show it, copyright reasons, but you actually see the laser sight on the guy's chest, like milliseconds before it cuts away and he's dead. That's something that's heavy, and that's something that, that shook me. It's haunting. And because of that, it's like, I had to sit on that for a few days. I just kind of like, because like, some people are asking, oh, why didn't you turn around and immediately cancel? There was a lot going on at that time. I wanted to see what this meant for all of gaming. This changes everything because of the repercussions. Like, we're going to need event security. Our little bubble was pierced. Our little bubble popped. We're not safe anymore. You hear about school shootings, event shootings, all these mass shootings, and it's like you thought the happy gaming community was going to be safe. But it isn't, and it never was. Because anything like that could happen any time. And it happened. So with that, I had to sit on that for a while, just try to consider it. And also, it just one of those weird things where, the money match was still fresh. I was still trying to find like every reason to go through with the event. But Jacksonville is one of the major reasons why I just can't. My safety is extremely compromised at events, especially when you like look at the responses that have happened throughout this entire thing, and like Shofu's handling of it. My first thing was, hey Shofu, let's money match, because Shofu was like, alright. Shofu was like, wanted to do a boxing fight. I saw him memeing it up. I was like, hey, how about we turn this into a Smash Ultimate money match? Get some good out of the community with that. Shofu's response wasn't, I accept. It's, lol, you can't be serious. And in the following responses and the back and forth, just like thousands of comments of negativity and hatred. And that was just for me trying to come into the community in like this happy, optimistic way of, we're going to have an event at Genesis, it's going to be fun. So I wanted to come in for fun, and it was immediately met with negativity. And as I said on that, it's like, that this is the hatred that's being cultivated. This is what proves that I'm not safe at events like this. And that was before, even before then, even before what happened at Jacksonville, I wasn't safe at events. I didn't feel safe at events. I was always looking over my shoulder at PAX and anime conventions, stuff like that. Because all it takes is one crazy guy. Now, it doesn't matter how large or small your following is, you're always at risk. And I think that was also proven by what happened at Jacksonville. You just piss off the one wrong person that's unstable, but the more people you have hate you, the more severe the hate is, the larger you are. Those definitely add into the risk factor. And the thing is, like, no amount of security can keep anyone safe. So because that's why it just kind of kept adding on. But then the follow-up, the fallout of this, that when I made the announcement and then people's disrespect for my safety, it just confirmed that I made the right choice. And that's not something that you should be feeling when you have, like, I weighed this decision for a while. I sat on this one. You know, I tossed it back and forth. I tried to find every reason to, like, all right, can I do online? Is that even a point? But the thing is, with Genesis, with this, like I told you my idea, like, that was all my motive, not all of it, but that was a large portion of my motivation going in right there. So having that and trying to, like, shake off this tragedy, it just didn't happen. And as I played Smash Ultimate, it just didn't feel the same as when I felt before the shooting, when I was like, you know what, Ultimate's gonna be amazing. So when I got this confirmation that I made the right decision, that's not something you want to be feeling. You know, bro, it's a simple money match. Literally nothing bad will happen. Yeah, and that's why my tweet is, I bet Elijah and Taylor thought nothing bad would happen either. So the amount of disrespect from a fighting game community to a tragedy in the fighting game community is something I just do not care about. Not that I don't care about that, but I mean, I have no care for that community anymore. If this is how hundreds of people want to act, thousands of people want to act in the Smash community, that my safety means nothing, and that the tragedy that happened is something that just is a write-off. That's what this is. This is writing off those deaths. This is writing off those victims. That's like, oh, just, it's nothing bad will happen. The fact you let an incident stop you from playing a game blows my mind. The fact you have no respect blows my mind. Can't let that stop you from running a money match. I think $1,000 is not worth my life. I think my safety is more important than a money match. You idiot. Not even going to say play Shofu or play versus Shofu online. Good, we have someone that's being reasonable. Distracts from the fact that thousands upon thousands of in-person events have gone down last few years without incident. You're using an unrelated tragedy as a shield. Never mind, this comment descended into stupidity as well. Now multiply this by hundreds. Again, it's just confirmation that I made the right choice. I can't even it's like I just can't even understand stupidity on this level. Thousands upon thousands of incidents. Well, I mean, I'm a very notable figure that's always at risk, and I can't. Like, it's also not even fair to Genesis if I decide to show up. It's like, oh, what about getting more security? If I show up at Genesis, that my body being there is thousands of dollars extra in security. Especially with all the hatred, you know, I've received death threats, I've received threats, I've been approached threateningly at events multiple times, which doesn't really help either. You know, my safety is always compromised. And it's not fair to put that on anyone, you know, especially with the fallout, with the immediate response to my money match just being hatred and negativity with Shofu. But it gets even worse from there, guys. I don't even know how it gets worse, but it does. Because, like, alright, can take hundreds of idiots and, like, all these people that are just loosely associated with the community, just trying to be nasty. That's a thing. But here we have Tito, streamer, teacher, part of the VG Bootcamp community. Now, VG Bootcamp, massive. They're kind of the ones that have, like, organized and kept everything together and really grown Super Smash Bros. So we have a member of his team, notable enough for D1 to follow him. Not saying D1's involved at all. I've talked to the man a lot. I have so much respect for D1. I love the guy. And I'm just saying, like, that isn't, like, anything of an endorsement. What I'm saying is, he's notable enough to have these people follow him, and he says he's a part of the VG Bootcamp team. Huh. If that does not disgust you right there, your brain is broken. You are the problem. Making a shooting joke in response to this. Again, more confirmation that I made the right decision. Also, mocking me. You know, why don't I lose $1,000? Yeah, apparently my safety is an excuse to a team member of the VG Bootcamp. Smash isn't for me. That's, you know what? Smash isn't for you either, probably. That there's so much hatred you have to fight. There's so much you have to go through to make it into the good in Smash. I don't think it's worth it. Like, there's way too much negativity. There's way too much hatred in 2018. I'm not down with that. But also other notable figures. So, I mean, when I first saw, like, when Shofu first did the back and forth, lol, making fun of me for the money match or anything like that, you know, I'm okay. I understand what banter is. I understand what trash talk is. I, as someone that receives a lot of hate, has a high tolerance of trash talk. There's obviously a line at some point. There's a limit at some point where it's just not worth it when you see way too much hate, way too much negativity. Especially being displayed by Shofu throughout all this. It's like, yeah, this is not the fun event that I wanted it to be, and it should have been fun. It should have been something a lot more like engaging with the community, but there's just none of that going on, so it's not even worth it to me. So I saw other, you know, event staff, verified people on Twitter, a lot of notable people in the community making fun of me over this. Like, okay, cool. Smash is so helpful, or happy and wonderful, guys. But here we go. Again, we have GDX, commentator, tournament organizer. My younger nieces and nephews should cover their eyes, but I wanted to say a quick F you to Verlisify for trying to use strategy of Jack's Madden shooting. for a whack reason to get out of a piddly money match. Don't bring my standard nonsense. Dude, I was born in Florida, so you can shut the fuck up. But, look at this. My safety to an established member. You know, this guy has notable people following him. Commentator, tournament organizer. Pretty notable member of the community. Just give it this no respect. I'm not using the tragedy. If you're like, I can understand that. Okay, he feels strongly about that, but then he has no respect for others that feel strongly about the event as well. It's so much hypocrisy. It doesn't even make any sense to me. Piddly money match, yeah. That's why it's a piddly fucking money match, which is why I don't need to be going to that event. Why I don't need to be going to any event. Why I don't need to put my safety on the line, and why you should respect someone else's safety. You know, like the disrespect for safety that we see in notable members, as well as just the hundreds and hundreds of throwaway comments that we've seen from Shofu, and in response to me, you know, there's hundreds of people, there's thousands of cumulative likes and agreement going on that my safety just doesn't matter. Again, that's just confirmation that I don't need to be a part of this at all, because that's how tragedy happens. That's how events happen. I'm not going to be a part of that. So yeah, that's disgusting right there as well. You know, you're using real life tragedy as an excuse. 100 likes. Decided to use Jacksonville shooting as an excuse. Yeah, I just decided. You know, it's not like I cared about the Jacksonville shooting. Not like I felt it was strong. But this is just dehumanizing. And when you dehumanize someone, you put them at even more risk. That's when we go into like all these protests and Antifa and stuff like that. You call someone a Nazi, even though they are a Nazi. You're convinced they're a bad person, and then they don't matter anymore. You're free to beat them up. Punch Nazis has become a thing. You're punching someone that isn't a Nazi, but you call them a Nazi. You label someone. You dehumanize someone to the point where you think violence is okay against them, and that's what a lot of Shofu's fanbase thinks. That's what a lot of the Smash community has responded with, and that doesn't make me feel any more safe. And then, like, I just got even more confirmation from the people I was engaging with. So Sky Williams, I was actually hopeful at the beginning. It seemed like he was going to be understanding, but then, like, he immediately just went and contradicted himself. Nobody can tell you how to feel, can't claim anything you've said here is invalid. But your behavior towards Shofu is quite childish, crass, no saint, but you've conceded the social fight as well. So your emotions aren't invalid, but they're invalid, is effectively what's going on right here. I had a long conversation with Sky Williams about this, deeply respect him. I love, like, his videos and what he's done in the community and stuff like that. I think he's a really cool guy, but his behavior is also, like, really puzzling to me. So not saying they aren't valid. So he keeps saying this because he has been a victim of so much harassment and abuse and has gone through so much that I was hoping that him of anyone would understand. But it seems like he doesn't. He just kind of like throws out the buzzwords, just kind of throws out the, you know, general emotional stuff, but then he like immediately contradicts it. I'm not saying that they aren't valid. If you want to be in Smash, you gotta act first. That's not how it should be. If I'm happy, if I'm, you know, if not even me, just anyone, if anyone wants to get in a community, if anyone is hopeful about enjoying themselves and joining any community and being a part of that, they shouldn't have to act first. They shouldn't have to earn it. They should be able to be welcomed into that community. And from the second I challenged Shofu, I was told and I was shown that I'm not welcome. So what's the point? And then the tragedy just makes all that worse, and it confirms that even more. You know, I shouldn't have to act. I should be given a fresh chance. I should see how this happens, and my emotions, my safety, my feelings should be taken into consideration, but they aren't. Another person, I don't even know who this guy is, just randomly popping in, that is the community. So admitting that the community just talks to you. None of my statements, complaints, concerns are valid in this. You know, just circular logic. So this is in response to Sky, and this the guy's response is, that's community. So we have Sky saying the community is toxic, and that's just how I have to act to get in. The community isn't welcoming. And then we have this guy saying the community is toxic, and it isn't welcoming, and I have to act to get in. It's like, what's going on? Don't want to be a part of the community, want to be a part of Circle Jerk. No, since I've been a fan of competitive Smash for over 6 years, and I've just been like fanboying over every aspect. Like the documentary was the coolest thing, and I was already a part of it. I've invested hundreds into getting into the community. You know, I bought a Wii U to try to like pick up a little bit on Smash 4 before going to Ultimate. I've bought multiple random GameCubes that eventually just get shuffled around, multiple copies of Melee's, controllers, and stuff like that to learn wave dashing, to try to feel like I could accomplish something and get decent enough to compete. And I felt that with Ultimate. So yes, I wanted to be a part of the community. You guys didn't want me to be a part, which is really upsetting. You can't have the expectation of community change to you. It shouldn't be an expectation of change. when I want the community to not be toxic. That's the thing. And then just Shofu's responses. You know, he started attacking my content afterwards. You know, day 2, not even 48 hours, run the set. I have no issue with him saying run the set. I have no issue with that. I have issue with the timing. I have issue that he only wants to start drama. Like, Shofu milking as much drama as possible from this is not worth it to me. Hate is not worth fighting for. Negativity of this is not worth fighting for. You know, trying to use the game just came out, Johns. The game literally just came out. How can you expect anyone to be competent at the game 36 hours in, especially when this is Shofu? Shofu, he already had multiple pre-release, well, not pre-release, but you know, multiple demos with the game. So in that time, he already has twice the amount of experience. He also has experience with custom firmware. He's hacked Pokemon in the past. He has no problems with cheating in Pokemon. And because of that, it's likely that he had access to a pirated copy of Smash Bros, especially the game being leaked 2 weeks early. Not saying he hacked it, but you look at his circles, when you look at his communities, when you look at how much he's been following and wanting to play this game, I would not be surprised one bit. I don't think any person would be surprised one bit if Shofu played the game before launch through a pirated copy. Or maybe he had an official early copy somehow, and maybe his friends let him play that. I don't know. Either way, it shouldn't be a John. It shouldn't be seen as an excuse when on day 2, less than 48 hours after the game came out, I'm not ready to run the set. I don't, like, that's just toxic. That's just starting drama. That's just negativity. That's not something I want to be a part of. And then he went and attacked my content, you know. I made it to Elite. He bashed it down. 1,000 dislikes on the video. Again, thousands of people showing negativity, showing hate. Not for me. Not something I want to be about. And then to wrap up this video, I wanted to turn into charity. I was like, how about this? I was talking with Sky, so Shofu was tagged in this. Probably muted the conversation. Guess he didn't hear about this or anything. But you know, what if Shofu commits to this? You forfeit, concede, Shofu will 100% make a tweet co-signing your safety. With the amount of negativity, with the amount of hatred, with the disgusting people in this community, I don't see that as a guarantee. You know, if you just give them money and concede, every ounce of hate will stop 100%. 100% false. We've played those games. People will never give me any hope in this community or anywhere. I was hoping that Smash would be a fresh start, but apparently it wasn't even a fresh start from the start because Shofu brought that toxicity in there. And, you know, with all that, so I was like, how about charity? Shofu's money if you concede. So I want to turn this into charity. I was like, I'll give $1,000 charity of Shofu's choice. If it's related to gaming or something, you know, it actually makes sense in all this. And then we all move on. We all have a good time from this. But no, like Sky said no. I don't think Shofu saw this, but if he did, it doesn't seem like he's responded to that at all. This is just grudge. This is just this is just negativity. This is just people wanting their money and not trying to get good of that and disrespecting a horrible tragedy that happened to our community in response. So with all that, that's why I say this is a warning to the Smash community. This if the Smash community wants to take this seriously, they need to not allow this to come from staff members, commentators, event organizers, large people in the community. Like, this needs to be shut down if Smash is to have any hope. And if you want to get into Smash, this is what you have to deal with. All you Smash Ultimate out there, Smash Ultimate hopefuls, because I feel like the Melee community is still incredible, but the Ultimate community was like kind of like everyone's community, it felt like. Definitely isn't. If you want to get into Ultimate, welcome to the hatred and negativity you have to pass. I don't think it's worth it. You probably shouldn't either. And unless like this is actually taken seriously by people, it's not like Smash isn't worth saving. Smash is not a community that's worth it. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.